I want to reveal to you today one of my secret weapons, LSL studs. I'm in a house my company's building with Ultra Studio architecture, and this house in particular has some really beautiful ultra-modern details. We're talking about steel, board form walls, walls of glass, and lots of smooth drywall with raking light on them. In a house like this, you really need an LSL stud. In the past, you've seen me use these on tall wall applications or just in kitchen walls like this wall right here, where we've got cabinetry, other things butting up against it. But in this house, we just have very low tolerances, especially because of that raking light, like I mentioned, and walls of glass. A couple things I like about LSL studs. Obviously, super dead flat and super straight. You don't see any imperfections. We've got a perfectly dead flat wall. You know, there's two manufacturers of LSLs out there today, Louisiana-Pacific and Weyerhaeuser. We framed this house with Weyerhaeuser, which is really my preference. When we sink a nail with our Hitachi nail gun, we have no problems with the Weyerhaeuser, but if we're framing with the Louisiana-Pacific version, they're pretty dense, and oftentimes we're having to finish those nails off with our hammer because that nail gun just doesn't sink that nail. Now, there is a premium to pay for LSLs. Depending on when you're watching this video, of course, lumber changes in the market price. You're gonna see probably between a 30 and maybe as much as a 60% bump in price to go to an LSL compared to, let's say, a Doug Fir #1 2x6. However, I think that value is really gonna be captured in the finish quality of the house. All right, and here's the proof. This is why I like LSL studs so much. Look at this hallway behind me here. This level 5 sheetrock, it's perfectly flat. I've got no imperfections. And again, with a house like this, with huge raking window walls of light coming in, I have no room for error, and this wall is nearly perfect. If we were to frame this with traditional studs, we'd have to look at every single stud coming off the stack, make sure it was flat, and of course look for any crowns or imperfections. We'd also have to do a really thorough frame check. When I pull an LSL stud out of the stack, I know that every single one is dead flat and perfect because it's an engineered and man-made product. I really like these, and I think it's a best practice when you're talking about architecture like this. If you'd like more framing tips, visit my blog at mattreisinger.com. Otherwise, join me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We'll see you next time.